Welcome to today's presentation. Today we're going to talk about chapters 3 through 5 in Reinventing Project-Based Learning textbook. Let's get started. Project-based learning is a teaching method in which students gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenge. Imagine the possibilities. Good projects get to the heart of a discipline. The more complex and important idea, the better suited it is for the project treatment. Identifying the big ideas, the core concepts, and processes at the heart of the subjects we teach is the first step of project planning. After you identify the overarching concepts and processes you want your students to understand, reflect on why these concepts are important. The key questions to ask when making a PBL is, who cares about this? What does it touch? Who interacts with this topic in their work or daily life? It will help you to reveal the interdisciplinary aspects of the topic. Just as you have considered the big ideas of the subjects you want students to understand, that you also need to imagine how the project will help them develop important skills, attitudes, and habits of mind through the project. The Bloom categories of objects on the left, moving from lower order to higher order: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Although all have their place, the last three are particularly relevant to project-based learning. With deliberate attention, projects can truly prepare learners for the whole world beyond school. Anytime you ask students to collaborate and create, it is likely you are touching on digital age skills. Learning dispositions are important traits, attitudes, habits, and feelings we encourage but usually cannot teach directly. Learners acquire learning dispositions less through direct teaching and more through experiences. Essential learning functions. It helps to examine technologies by the way of the essential learning that students accomplish. To the right are 6 essential learning functions. Research. Deep learning with experts, original works, and raw data. Make ideas visible. Express ideas clearly. Bringing ideas into the open allows us to talk about and make meaning. Collaboration. Projects invite collaboration, and tools and services abound to help us learn together. Project management helps students bring coherence to their projects with tools that support good project management. Reflection and iteration. Encourage reflection and cycles of improvement. Thoughtful, iterative work becomes excellent work with each revision. Supported studies of enrichment using open educational resources helps students tap into shared textbooks, courses, curriculum, and other personal learning options as they strike out on their learning path. Reviewing projects. If you decide to start with a project plan designed by someone else, remember caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. With a multitude of projects to choose from, you need to be aware that quality varies widely. Be selective. Overcoming pitfalls. Pay attention to the quality of students' experience are important learning aims addressed. As you examine the work of others, you are engaging in just the kind of critical thinking and information literacy you want to see in students. Here are a few pitfalls in project design to watch for. Long on activity, short on learning outcomes, technology layered over traditional practice, trivial thematic units, overly scripted with many steps, not enough focus on formative assessment that doesn't feel authentic. If you come across a project that looks promising but comes up short, either find another treatment of the same topic or model the project for some significant learning. Consider how these aspects of critical thinking might frame a project and improve its quality. Compare and contrast. Predict. Understand causal relationships, cause and effect. Determine parts relate to the whole systems. Look at change over time. Identify patterns or trends. Examine perspectives and alternative points of view. Make a well-funded judgment or informed decision. Extrapolate to create something new. The best projects share important features. Research-based frames for project design share distinguished features. Keep these features in mind as you design your own project. The best projects share the following qualities. They are loosely designed with the possibility of different learning paths, centered on a driving question, or otherwise structured for inquiry. Capture students' interest through complex and compelling real-life or simulated experiences, are realistic and therefore cross multiple disciplines, reach beyond school to involve others, tap rich data or primary sources, are structured so students learn with and from each other, call for iterative work with cycles of feedback, reflection, and revision, have students working as inquiring experts might, get a digital age skills and literacies, including communication, project management, and technology use. Get an important learning dispositions including persistence, risk-taking, competence, resilience, self-reflection, and cooperation. Have students learn by doing. Connect students with an authentic audience or allow public sharing of what they know. Making assessments meaningful. You set the parameters for students' learning activity in your project design. Those parameter guides and focus learning in such a way that assessment becomes a natural process, supporting and reporting on learning. Authentic assessment and project-based learning. When the cook tastes the soup, that's informative. When the guests taste the soup, that's summative. Authentic assessment is finally starting to become a reality in districts where teachers and entire school communities are making a deliberate shift to project-based learners. It makes sense to map assessment to the rigorous work we value, and to use assessment as a means to support students not just after they learn, but as they learn. Let's look at these two kinds of assessment in project-based learning. Formative assessment lets you tap into students' thinking so you can adjust the project, address misunderstandings, or guide effort in new directions. Summative assessment. To assess students' learning at the end of a project, teachers might grade against a rubric, present a performance task, give a test, or ask other teachers or subject matter experts to help them evaluate students' work. Plan for summative assessment. Because the first step in project design is determining what students will learn by doing the project, it makes sense that the next step is determining what counts as evidence that learning has occurred. By working in an iterative way, shaping your learning goals, evidence, and project activities in response to one another, you end up with a cohesive plan. Once you have the end in mind, you can circle back to project planning and imagine the kinds of activities students would need to engage in across the arc of the project to acquire these new concepts, skills, and dispositions. Assessment option and tools. Below are assessment options which are described along with technologies that might be used with them. Brainstorming. Tools to be used. Whiteboard, digital whiteboard, and mind or concept mapping software. Checklists. Google Forms, Evernote. Coffee talks. Coffee talks, sometimes called mini lessons or workshops, are informal small group sessions a teachers hold to provide differentiated attention of varying kinds. Concept maps. Lucid charts, Prezi, Mindomo, Bubble.us, and Mind42. Exit slips. Paper, Padlet, Google, Forms, Twitters, Poll, everywhere in today's needs. Interest inventory. Tools to use. Google's Forms, Poll everywhere, or other survey applications. Portfolio. Learning management systems. Endomodo. Project logs. Tools to use. Build Wiki pages. And review protocols. Use review protocols to structure examinations of students' work. For more information on project-based learning, you can go to Buck Institute for Education by scanning the QR code or purchase the Field Guide textbook. This concludes today's presentation. Thank you.